Hello. Hello, chat. I'm sorry, I was muted. I was muted. I also forgot that yeah, I left my stream delay on from my previous streams. So it's really rough today. We had a really, it's a really rough stream. But good morning. Hello. We're watching T2 Trials. This is top 8. We've got McDonald's versus Ivory Tower on the bottom and McDonald's on the top. It's only been 4 mins? What do you mean it's only been 4 mins? Since the match started? This is the first game, so we haven't missed anything. And we're also live now, so it doesn't really matter. But we've got Ming going first on Memento. And Judeo's got no hand traps, which to me makes me think it's just Mermail. You know, his favorite deck right now is just Mermail, so I wonder how Mermail does against a Memento board. I imagine it probably doesn't break the board, but it might have a chance. Maybe we go for like a Mjolnir lock though. That would be very different if we're doing that, because I saw a lot of that from Memento recently. Since Worlds, everyone's been doing the Memento like FTK. Momel died to non-target removal. Okay. I mean, I just thought there's a chance that you could maybe have like a Kaiju, start with a Poseidra, maybe it's playable, but probably not. It's probably not. How was the DC Cup simulation? You got top 100? If it was real and the points estimate was accurate, yeah, I think I did make it in just. But yeah, it was very fun, and I am tired. I'm feeling very rough right now. So sorry if the commentary is bad. I know my voice sounds like shit, but you know, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna keep watching this game, but it looks like it's pretty one-sided. Time for coffee? No, I'm just gonna do this stream. It's not very long. The match should be over within a couple hours at the most. Okay, so we're not doing any kind of degenerate FDK. We're just going Appaloosa plus big guy. And we've got presumably both spells set. Although I don't think that's confirmed. Bonfire. Okay, it's Ryziel, right? This is not Mermail. It is Ryziel. Ryziel... Can that break this board? Probably still not. But we'll have to see. Maybe it's board breaker Ryziel. Heraldic Ryziel. It could be Heraldic, yeah. You say Ryziel never break this, but that's not necessarily true. Ryziel is the kind of deck that, with the right tech, it kind of breaks any board. Like, the engine is actually good. Going second. We're sending this, though. How do you feel about Lightsworn? Did Lightsworn get something new in the pack? Otherwise, it's a terrible deck. Like it always has been. I don't know too much about the heraldic combos. I haven't looked into it. And I haven't seen many people playing it. Okay, can we... Yeah, we have to pop now because Exiton exists. Who's the notable players on each team? Well, you could say they're all notable, but people from McDonald's you might know are Judeo, of course, multi-world competitor, and the T2 members. There's like Mordred's on the team, Scar's on the team, Abo's on the team. And I don't actually know Ivory Tower too much because I've not actually seen this. I've not played this team. I did not play them in group stages. Is Nicky Boy in the team? I don't think so. I don't think Nicky Boy's allowed on the team. Um, I haven't played Ivory Tower, and I didn't get a chance to look before the match because I was very rushed. I left my stream delay on from yesterday, so the stream didn't start for a while. I had to restart it. Okay, we're going Fusion. Is this Guardian Chimera? Okay, it's Droplet. That should be everything, right? Is T2 Trials the new KG Cup? Well, T2 Trials is a weekly 3v3 league. And KG Cup I'm pretty sure is like a duelist cup preparation thing. Yeah, it is Guardian Chimera. So we're popping the last we're popping the last monsters. And I wanted to mention Gara. Gara's the GOAT. Yeah, Gara is the GOAT. All the top tier players in TC Trials, yeah. There are actually some crazy players. We've got like super famous players, Josh and Nash are playing. You know, the world champions, multiple world champions playing in the league. But yeah, Ming wins that one quite convincingly. Let's watch Mordred. Looks like the lineup, by the way, is Judeo, Mordred, Scar versus Ming, SGBK, and this player who I do not know the name of. Let's watch this one. So I assume most people know how TT Trials works by now, but remember it's still Worlds format just for the remainder of the season. So even though Worlds is over, they're still playing by shared card pool rules. So Mordred also on Memento, by the way. So we've got a Memento player on both teams. Let's speed this combo up. Josh is playing? I thought he left Mastodor for some months. Well, it's not that high of an investment to play a match. You only need to play once a week, and you have a roster that's bigger than 3 players, so you could not even like play every week if you want to. I doubt Josh would quit Mastodor. I don't know what he said, but I doubt he would have quit playing. No shade to Garrett because he's a good duelist, but only time he's beaten me is when he Wind Lucked or Calamity Lucked me. That's Mastodor ban list fault. Oh, we have Nibiru. Okay. So this combo was not just an FTK like last game. We actually have a hand trap. Using the quick play to tribute the token is nice. They have a roster of 3 players. Okay, maybe they actually do have a roster of 3 players, but you know. It's not impossible that Josh couldn't say he's quitting Mastodor to focus on TCG and then still play T2 Trials. That isn't a contradiction in my eyes. It's not a lot of investment. Okay, we went March Hair. Why did we just do March Hair at the end of... Did we try to end the main phase? Quite possibly. Wait, is this double creation? It is. This is rarely used interaction, but you can summon Creation King more than once per turn. So if you have like a shit ton of mementos, you can summon this guy just as a body, like a literal link material. And that's what Mordred did, which is crazy. What's left in Graveyard? I mean, Akihiron and Darkblade. But that's not that's all you need, right? It's a target to revive and it's Akihiron for follow-up. Gonna make Linger Rebo to turn off back row, but the back row is probably 2 spells, so doesn't really make a difference. What do you mean, Lucian? What is UIC? I don't know what you're talking about. Your UIC is on? I don't know what that is. Is that some European word I'm too British to understand? Mic. Yeah, my mic is on. Okay. I see what you mean. But yeah, we use the fusion, we make... Wait, did we use fusion? I'm not sure how. I looked away for a second. But we made Creation King. And now we're gonna pop these two? No, we're gonna pop the Lingeribo. Sure, maybe playing around SP. Aren't you tired after your long stream? Yeah, I am quite... I'm quite beat up right now. I'm not just tired, but I physically feel like I've been mugged and attacked. But I'm fine. We stream. Oh, okay. Making a 4 material Appaloosa on your opponent's turn is so cursed, but it's actually so good. What do you do if you, Okay, that's a good start. We are live now. I feel like Malice can play this. Unless there's one more disruption that I don't know about. If this... I don't think this set is known, right? Is this the fusion, or is this an unknown set? We could banish the graveyard. No, we're banishing Appaloosa. Could we not banish something? I guess we might not have an extender. Yeah, so SP trades with the Appo. But what do you do after that? The follow-up is looking fine for Mordred. There is more than enough names to summon back the big guy. We have March Hare. Okay, if we have a March Hare, could we not have summoned the SP and targeted the... I guess it doesn't really matter, because March Hare's going to banish it anyway. And we summoned Chessy-Cat already, right? Yeah. Did we summon Chessy-Cat? How did we get Chessy-Cat on the board? I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, we summoned it from Banished, so this is fine. This makes perfect sense. Who's playing for McDonald's apart from Mordred? Scar and Judeo. And then we have Underground. Okay. Playing Wicked. So this is gonna trigger the Wicked, which gets an extender. There's no discard to use the effect, but you don't necessarily need that. We can just search for the backup as a body. Does Mordred have anything left here? There's no Sleepy. Sleepy's been used. This is probably fusion set, right? Because we didn't use a fusion this time. So it has to be the fusion set. We're going to Binder. How good is Binder? Everything's been used. Like every banish effect. I guess we can just take away follow-up with Binder. Banishing this is really crazy. Like, when you get to resolve Binder against those two specifically, Akihiron and Combined Creation, it's really crazy because there's just no way to get any of them back. So it's kind of a big hit. I wonder if we just outgrind here really easily. Probably, right? There's nothing in the graveyard that does anything currently. And we obviously don't have fusion set. I must have not paid attention on turn 1. I assumed it was like a normal combo, but we must not have fusion. Otherwise we would have chained to shuffle back these guys. We are ashing Binder, but I don't know how good that is. Because Mordred still needs a play. Like, the GWC exists. It can still be activated. Doesn't matter, like next turn, I mean. Doesn't matter that we don't have the body. We can pass on this, and I'm still liking Malice right now. Because we get to banish more from the graveyard if it comes up. Yeah, like, Malice looks like they should be ahead here. This is a nice game, actually. I thought it was just going to be an FTK. Like, Memento has turned into an FTK deck, which is unfortunate, because it used to be such a base deck. But playing it with the Mjolnir luck is just so cringe now. But it looks like neither of the Memento players were doing that, so that's cool. We have Goblin, but how good is this? We have the Bone Potty, which is like normally a crazy interaction, but there's no Gatic. And there's obviously no big guy. So like, to what end does this do anything? What do you think of banning White Binder and Master? To me, it feels more possible without hitting the Ultra Res. I would rather ban Chessy Cat, personally, than White Binder. I don't feel like Binder is the biggest difference maker. Like, it's just more of the same. Like, Chessy Cat to me is the worst offender. Because drawing 2 is better than drawing 1. Okay, we have Darkblade, but even Sleepy's in the graveyard. I mean, Anguish. Like, we can search. Sure, this can be an extender. It is fusion set. Hold on, it is fusion set. I thought it was. So, we played 2 Creation King then, right? I mean, no, we still have Twin Dragon. What happened here? Okay, I'm guessing Mordred used like every second on turn 1 and he had to toggle off at some point and just do nothing on the opponent's turn because he had no seconds. That's the only explanation I can think of as to why we wouldn't chain the fusion to shuffle back the binder targets. Because that feels like a game-winning play if you do that. I'm guessing Mordred ran out of time. Okay, I mean, this is pretty good. This is a lot of damage. It's not enough damage, though. Mordred probably has an SP in the extra deck. Don't ban Chessie, she's the hottest Malice. I don't know. That seems quite a suspicious statement. If I'm honest. That's quite suspicious. What does Mordred do here? We're using March Hare. Was this end of main phase again, March Hare? Does Mordred not have an SP to make? Maybe it's just not that good. Yeah, leaving these 2 on the board is probably better than SP. Okay, so we reset Fusion. This is a really crazy grind game. Malice still has like most of the extra deck. I don't think Mordred can shuffle anymore with the fusion. There's no memento monsters to summon. So I'm guessing he's on 2 Creation King. It could be 3. If there's a third one, then they can shuffle. But if there's only one, if there's only 2, then they've used every fusion target. Did Malice break full memento board? Kind of. They did have Nibiru though, so not quite full memento board. Okay, so we get to pop with the Horn Dragon. That's really good sequencing, by the way, when you have Horned target Mictlan and then Mictlan chaining 2. Can't do it the other way around. Has to be this way around. We gotta search for the horse, but now what? We can't fuse with fusion. I'm pretty sure there's no targets left. Would have to be the 3rd Creation King. We're going to keep playing with March here because we did this last turn, not this turn. So all these once per turns are available again. It would be impressive as fuck. Yeah, it would be. Can still go Chimera. Yes, it can go Chimera, but it can't shuffle away resources. It can't recycle the Memento fusions, which is another big deal for the grind game. What's McDonald's roster? It's Scar, Mordred, and Judeo. Like 3 of their strongest players. I mean, every player on that team is crazy, so it's always a powerful lineup. We go Splash Mage now. We are going Fusion. I mean, this is just... You can just make Chimera here, right? Fuse 2 in the hand. Yeah. Like, this is so minus because I doubt draws are even good. Like, draws from the deck are not good, but just popping Splash Mage and then attacking for 33 next turn is probably it, you know? That's all you need if you're Mordred. It's really sad if you're Malice, just because if you pass here and you lose to attack directly with Guardian Chimera, when Mordred has like not a single resource left available, it would be really sad. I wouldn't call every player on that team crazy. I know. I know you wouldn't call many people crazy. What are we doing here? Are we thinking? Do we have a play? Because we've used March Hare. We still have our normal summon available. But what names could we have? We could have a Dormouse. No, we're just setting. Okay, so the plan is they will not draw a beat stick. They will not draw a monster to normal summon. They could go SP. They could go normal, yeah, normal summon a hand trap, make SP no effect. See if it's bigger than this, and then lethal. But if this is like an Ash, then it's not big enough. Oh, but we have Phoenix. Okay, Phoenix is better, yeah. Phoenix is definitely bigger than this. So that's going to be lethal now. That is so sad if you're Malice. It's a Mulcharmy anyway. Wow. If Mordred has to skip this turn, he's so dead. There's no resources left. Wow. That was a really nice game. That might be the best game of the match. So, that might just be the best game of the match. Anyway, let's look at the replay. So Scar also won his game. Let's quickly look how Scar won the game. So that is 2-1 for McDonald's. How is Mordred crazy? He can't top a DC while playing every day 20 hours of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is his whole life? I mean, I mean, unless you're really bad yourself, you can just watch a player play and decide that they're crazy. You don't need to see results all of the time. Like, you can just see that a player is good. You know, as long as you're decent yourself. And Mordred is good, so... I'm pretty sure if you watch Mordred stream, you have the biggest reason, clear as day, as to why Mordred might struggle in a Duelist Cup. Like, Mordred is called Maldred for a reason. But yeah, meanwhile, this is just a boring Malice combo. I'm glad that this is the game that we did not watch live, because this looks like a completely easy free game. Nothing really, yeah, I mean, look at this. Full combo, Vela Droll versus Ryziel, like, yeah, it's over. So we don't need to watch this. Let's go into the live games. Okay. So we have the hating hard on my goat. Yeah, I don't know. Why are people saying that Mordred isn't crazy? Mordred is a very good player. You can tell Mordred used to play League of Legends. So true. That is so true. Where do you think he got his training on how to crash out? League of Legends players have crash outs at the slightest inconvenience in the game. Anyway, let's who should we watch this game? We watched Scar live. Well, Scar is the only one we didn't watch live last game, so let's watch this one. I have a feeling that Scar might be playing Tenpai this game. He likes to do that. He likes to swap to Tenpai. Mordred is crazy clinically. Oh, okay. Ming has also swapped to a base deck. The Clankers. I mean, I don't think they're based, but, you know. It's kind of cool. Ashing Smyga, that's reasonable. Kolbai, that's unreasonable. Fucking Clankers. The first DC is not relevant, and back in September 24, lots of good players didn't even care to grind because the meta was garbage. I don't think it's ever reasonable to say that a Duelist Cup isn't relevant. Like, maybe the ones before, like, maybe the ones before they introduced the World Championship, maybe, but even them are hard. The only result, the only one that is irrelevant is the one Gera won because he cheated. That's like literally the only one that's irrelevant because crossplay was not fixed, you know. But like every other one was relevant. And just because the meta is Gera didn't cheat, I mean sure, it wasn't cheating at the time. But yeah, the meta of the Duelist Cups doesn't change anything. Like you have to be good to top him. No matter what. Okay, so Scar Impulse, I guess we're still on Malice, yeah. We are passing turn, but we do have... What do we have here? We don't have the trap. We do have the trap, yeah. We searched the trap. So we have a pop at least. Are you speaking for all the OCG players that crush every DC, or just for some West players? What do you mean by that? Okay. We max seed and it resolved. Scott is still on Malice. Popping the field spell here seems pretty good. You don't normally start with the field spell if you have like other plays. But he does bait the traps, so okay, we have this as our play. What is this second set here? Because you can OTK with this card. Oh, you can definitely OTK. They have a gold sock, so Ming needs to have either like a back row set right now. This could be a droplet, which is very common in Crystron, or they need to draw into a hand trap because we can definitely kill them here. Oh, we're gonna cold buy on the Dormouse. That's actually really big. I feel like we played into that, but yeah, if we banished something else, we would not have been hit with cold buy. But I think eventually the cold buy would have stopped lethal, right? Because I'm gonna assume this set is a bluff. If we banish like rabbit or something, eventually we would have had to just go like splash mage, and then we would have just been hit with cold buy, and it would have been game over from there. So I think that was winning no matter what. I think you were right, DC or Mickey Mouse. The important thing is meta weekly win. Yes, very true. Very true. How many meta weekly wins has Gimlet and Tasuku got? Hmm? I think it's 0. So if you think about it, yeah. And how many has Nicky Boy got? Like 4 or 5? 6? Like 10? Oh, okay. So what you're saying is you're the best player. Just period. Kind of. Anyway, this should be winning for Ming here. We haven't immediately popped the back row before continuing to play. I wonder what's the reasoning for that. Like, surely you do it just to be safe, right? Yeah, the Duelist Cup discussion is it's kind of crazy to say that it's not relevant. Like, every single Duelist Cup is hard, and the format doesn't change anything. Like, this next format is looking like it's gonna be really shit too. So, are you gonna say that the tops from this month's Duelist Cup are irrelevant? That seems kind of cynical for no reason. This might be the hardest one yet. There's reason to believe it would be the hardest one yet. Just because it might be the most coin flip it's ever been. It might be the most coin flip that we've ever had, the game, right now. We're not killing, but this is more than enough to win. Scar needs to draw, like, an unnegatable pot of greed to, like, get back in the game here. And even then, he would need to draw into, like, multiple copies of it. Like, here's how Scar can win. Flip the set, it's branded lost. Activate Infinity, then branded Fusion. That's how Scar can win. Or even better, flip the set, it's branded Fusion, negate it, then activate Retribution. Or Shrouded Send Retribution. That would be how Scar can win. but he's playing a bad deck, so unfortunately he can't win. Blind Allure go? That's a really funny question. If you're the Christian player and Scar activates an Allure from the hand, if they use Allure from the hand right now, do you negate it with Infinity, or do you do you not? Do you not negate? Because think about the aura farming. If you didn't negate and then it missed and they just discarded the 2 cards. That would be aura farming. Anyway. So Scar lost. That means Ivory Tower is equalized. It's 2-2. One of these other games is finished though. So we have Judea winning. Okay. So it's currently 3-2. Let's watch Mordred's game from the start. Remember, it's first to 5 for the set. So there's going to be a third set no matter what here. Like a third, you know, mini set of the best of 9. Mordred going first with Memento again. Do you think branded Dracotail would be competitive now with 2 branded fusion? I don't think so. I don't think 2 branded fusion makes a difference in TCG. It didn't make a difference in Master Duel too much. Like, it's good, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, I don't know what the Dracotail does for branded, but I would guess that that is more significant than the second branded fusion. Dracotail is the best deck now? Do you mean with the post-ban list? I guess so. What do you mean it's... How do you know it's the best deck? Is that a consensus? I feel like the ban list was like yesterday, so... So how do people know? Okay, we're making a huge Appaloosa protected from targeting. I don't remember, is this the Ryziel player? Or is this a different player? People say that because it didn't get hit. Yeah, but like, how many times does that happen, right? The best deck is something, and then it gets hit, and people say it's no longer the best deck, this weaker deck is the better deck. And then it turns out that the hit deck is still better. Like, I feel like that happens all the time. But anyway, we're playing Mermail over here, and we start with normal statue, which is surprisingly good against this board. Because can't trigger this, can't trigger the back row, can't trigger elf. It's actually really good. Wait, that's really funny. I was thinking what the fuck just happened? But we can summon Akihiron because it is a water. Sure. Sure, we can summon that one. Okay, can we punch through the Appaloosa negates though? We have this, but this card, Diva, this doesn't do anything. Apo soloing the game? Yeah, it is, unfortunately. The Maxi is completely unnecessary. And this last card is not apparently a target. So... Oh, it is a target. Tributing Poseidra. Okay. We didn't do that in main phase 1 because we needed it to resolve. Makes sense. Makes sense. But now what? Now what do we do about the Maxi? I guess, I guess, you know what? If you just clear the board somehow, you can't target this to bounce because of Elf, but if you can somehow remove it, even if you give Mordred a million draws, Statue could carry. The only thing that makes me think it wouldn't carry, you can't just combo to Oblivion, because Memento sometimes plays Droplet, and that would beat this card, obviously. Roach does nothing, in fact, Mermail is in a great spot. Are you sure about that, Crobat? Are you really sure about that? I'm not sure. I feel like Memento's winning this. Spolly also cooks here. If you play Mud Dragon, yeah. I'm sure they want Eclipse too. Yeah, it might be Eclipse too. We're bouncing a back row, which is interesting, not even bouncing the Elf. I guess it doesn't matter, because if we get to the rank 7, we bounce all the monsters anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We don't care about targeting. I'm guessing that's why we targeted the back row, maybe to play around Eclipse and Droplet. Although I'm pretty sure they would have been used by now. If we'd had one set, it would have been used. So maybe we just want to play around drawing into them with the Maxi. Yeah, this goes really crazy. Is anyone else, by the way, still completely in awe of what the XC Dragon Poseidra does? Like, when it hits the board, is anyone else, like, just amazed that it exists? Like, every time it shows up, I'm like, how is that card real? Like, there's a lot of stupid stuff in the Mermail deck. Oh my god, Mace! Oh my god, Mace! Mace is literally... I mean, that does it, right? That's enough to win the game. We take the XCs, they can't make the big one. That's gonna win the game, right? Because what do you do now? What do you do now? A lot of people like it isn't good because it's not an interruption. Well, it's clearly a board-breaking piece. It's like saying, it's like saying Dark Ruler isn't a disruption, so it's a bad card. Unless they can make a second rank 7. Do they even play the second target, though? Do you play 2 level 7s? Because this actually takes 3 to hard make. So, like, what's the other level 7 that you put it on? Abyss Gaios? Do you normally play Abyss Gaios? I'm not a Mermail spieler. I don't know if it's always played. I don't see it very often. Okay, we're gonna make this card and just pass. Okay, yeah, that's really rough. Creation King still on the board, or Combined Creation still on the board. That is rough. Maybe we should have played around Mace, actually. I completely forgot about Mace being a good card here. Everyone plays Gaios? Oh, okay. Okay. Was there a better way to play this then? We also just have Eclipse, by the way, for what it's worth. But in regards to the maze, I wonder if you could have played it better from Mermail. Instead of trying to bounce the back row and stuff, maybe you had to bounce the elf and then try to, like, I don't know if you play the one that pops. What's it called? Infantry? And then pop creation with infantry? Maybe you had to do it that way. Like bounce elf and then pop. But that was a win for Mordred. So McDonald's up to 4. 4-2. They only need to win one of these last 3 games to win the set. Elf target effect got them good. Yeah, I get why you would think it, right? Because you don't want to waste a target on Elf just to then waste a second, just a second removal on the card that you wanted to remove in the first place. It doesn't feel appropriate. It feels more efficient to go for the non-target bounce. But it might actually have been the better way to just use like double targeted removal to get rid of it. Napsa could have attacked Apollo and Teos over Elf. Really? We just had free attacks that we didn't use? Anyway. They didn't attack with everything? I wonder what that was all about then. Wonder why they didn't do that. Okay, let's watch Judeo. This could be a Mermail mirror match, which now that I say it out loud sounds very uninteresting. So let's maybe not do that. It's probably not, actually, because Judea's probably just on Memento again. But let's watch Scar instead. This could be the Malice mirror match, which is also kind of cringe. But let's watch it anyway. Okay, this is a different dual field. So this player has swapped deck. Like, clearly. This is a different accessories, right? And Scar going first with Malice combo again. They only need one win from these 3, so it would be really sad if Malice just takes the free win versus no hand traps. That would be unfortunate. Build Gem Knights or Nadia Voiceless Voice? Gem Knights seem interesting. I don't see what Nadia Voiceless Voice has going for it, but the Gem Knight deck is kind of like it's kind of interesting. It's kind of sleeper. We didn't see any Lancia, Chaos Hunter, or any Hate Malice card. That is to be expected in the shared card pool format because there's no way you share Lancia. You have to share like Maxi and Kolbai and like Ash, like you have to share that stuff. So it makes sense. There's probably only one deck of the 6 that plays the Lancias. Something that I did when I played my top 16 match was to put all of those in a single anti-Malice deck. Yeah, like they did in Worlds. A lot of players did that. They played a single anti-Malice deck with like 2 Lancia, all the rest of the hate cards, and then you give 1 Lancia to Ryziel because they can search it. That seems like the most effective use of the Malice hate. Yeah, we clearly just have no hand trap, by the way. Unless we're setting up for a nasty Nibiru Impom. But probably not. Probably not. Also, thank you to I'm Zane for following. And Huncho for a while ago. I want to try that Gem Knight tier or branded to give it a try. Do you mean Gem Knight branded? We were playing that the other day. It was surprisingly interesting. I did like it. Chaos Hunter will be solid, I think, in DC. At least because most people have cut sub. I thought that at first, but I kind of realized it's not true because the Adignista package beats Lancier and Chaos Hunter quite well. And when you remember that Chaos Hunter discards a card, it's actually like really bad because you go -2, they still set up a board that has like Firewall and like, you know, non-engine, and like you can lose. You can still lose to that. But it's still decent. It is still decent. You know what is interesting? You can search for Chaos Hunter in Regenesis. That sounds interesting. That's why I always pair my Chaos Hunter with a Maxi. Yeah, very smart. Always pair your Maxi with another hand trap. Whenever you have Chaos Hunter and Maxi though, do you think you wait for them to special summon once so that you can go Chainlink 1 Maxi? And then if they have Kolbai, you can go Chainlink 2 Chaos Hunter. Surely that's how you play it. You can't search it, unfortunately? Really? I thought you could search... I thought you could search it in Regenesis. Also, Scar going for like a really standard end board. No, no allied code talker. Firewall tech? Firewall is not a tech. This is a core part of the deck. What do you mean? No, the monster need to have 2500 attack and defense? Oh. It has to have both. I see. There's no good search target for that? I would question that. I would question if there's no good search target. I can think of Fleur de Lis, you know? Dogmatica Fleur de Lis. That sounds good. That's a hand trap, kind of. Also, the new Fleur de Lis, the new one, that's a hand trap by itself, that one could be a good target. You know, the one that's not out yet? That one sounds interesting in Regenesis. But I don't know how to play Regenesis. I don't know how easy it is to search cards like that. I like Firewall in the extra just to compulse back. Yeah, even with the new Allied Code Talker, you definitely still play Firewall. 100% of extra decks should still be on Firewall. Because it comes up, like, all the time. There are plenty of combos where you're not going to have 3 bodies to make a Link 5, and you just have 2 after the Apo, and you've done all of your, like, Malice stuff. So you definitely want to play this. Plus, there are plenty of end boards where you make both, this and Allied. So you definitely still play it. It also helps with those under Lancia plays that you can do now. It helps with the end board. But yeah, this is a nice Malice mirror match with no hand traps. Very interesting. I think we know how this one's gonna end. You can search Vala. Okay. Is Vala a good search target by itself? Doesn't that card need more generator cards? And yeah, Scar wins, which means this first set is over. We can hop into this game just to see what's happening. But the first set goes to McDonald's. Fusion deployment alt art is so good. I know. It is so good. It's actually so good. Wait, Judeo's on Ryzel, by the way. I said Memento earlier, but it's Ryzel. It is always coke to think you can break the board with engine. You need multiple powerful spells to even come close. Yeah, you do. But I mean, in the mirror match, it's like basically impossible, right? Like the only way that you can get them in the mirror match is that they have to toggle off, and then you can maybe like OTK them. Um, but some decks I think can break the Malice board. You can build Gem Knight Blind Second to beat the Malice board. Ryziel with the right hand and the right board breaker can do it. And obviously Tenpai Sky Striker is always able to break any board sometimes. You need so many board breakers to beat the board. You say that, but there's some board breakers that are actually really good. Like, have you considered how good Red Reboot is? When you go reboot and they no longer can impalm or impulse, that's actually quite important, you know, because that could be all of your non-engine. Don't know if you can then build a board and don't die next turn. Well, you kill them. The idea is you kill them. You board break and then you OTK. What is this, by the way? Mermail Abyssocia. How common is that? I don't see that card played. But that game didn't matter, unfortunately, so... Set 1 goes to McDonald's. Quite convincingly. Like, you don't have enough cards in the hand to have all the board breakers you need? That is so true, yeah. Because to beat a Malice end board, you need the perfect breakers, and the perfect engine, and extenders to play through their hand traps. And your engine also has to OTK. Otherwise, you need, like, even more to beat follow-up. You know what I will say, though? The one deck that has been the most reliable at breaking my full Malice boards, maybe this is because I'm bad, but the one deck that breaks my full Malice combo without interacting on turn 1 the most is Stun. Like, the win rate is surprisingly high. Because, like, Super Poly with all of your monsters and evenly and, like, Duster and stuff into normal statue and stuff is actually, like, really scary. You know, or set Tikaboo. Like, that actually can win. I've lost to that multiple times. Like, 3 or 4 times I've lost to that. And it's taken me by surprise every time. Because it was been, like, full Malice board. And then it's just Super Poly evenly. Set a Floodgate. And then suddenly next turn I'm like, I'm losing. I literally just lose. Is T2 Trials already in playoffs phase? Yes, we are in top 8 right now. This is top 8. That's just the stun experience. Sometimes you draw the hand that wins. Yeah, but it never used to be that way going second. There's no stun hand that beat some boards in the past. You know? Especially not FTK boards. Usually stun folded going second. It was always that way going second? It was not. It was not. It was not. How many times do you set an impermanence that would let you win if you keep in hand? You know what's crazy? Earlier today, I had a game where I did that. It was earlier today during my practice Duelist Cup. My opponent had no response to my GWC. Oh, sorry, they had a response to my GWC at the end of my combo when I banished Binder, which made me think it was Reboot. They didn't use any response. Until then, there was like a pop-up, and I thought that must be red reboot. So I decided to keep Impum in the hand on the off chance that they wipe my whole board, and then I can Impum a Gem Knight to lower its attack, or stop it from attacking twice when the board empties. I'm pretty sure I did something like that. I'm pretty sure that something like that happened. I know you can't activate it after reboot happens, but I'm pretty sure something like that happened. I remember doing it. Maybe not quite. Maybe I'm getting confused. But I remember keeping an Impum in the hand. If you draw the perfect combination, you get to win going second. That's how it always was. Maybe. It's just surprising that it happened to me like 3 or 4 times against full board. It made me think that it was somewhat consistent. Especially because, you know, the Predaplant card is crazy, right? If you have an end board of 3 darks and you super poly them into the Trifo Vertum, that card negates your follow-up so reliably. Like, it's a solemn warning on legs. That card is so good. Anyway, looks like Ivory Tower is ready for the next set. Reminds me when Blind Second Blue Eyes was broken. What is Blind Second Blue Eyes and when was it broken? Are you talking about Rage OTK? Rage OTK is crazy, by the way. It's really funny to think that there is a card that is designed to like banish everything just to summon 3 blue eyes to OTK. And then you read like Pydra or Chundra and you think like how are these two in the same game, you know? Like we banish everything and lock ourselves out of playing the game for the rest of the fucking tournament just to resolve that card. Meanwhile, Chandra does it for free. Anyway, games have started. Check Mordred game. I clicked on Judeo, Nicky boy. Why should I check Mordred game? Is he playing a funny deck? Is he playing a funny deck? Mordred plays Spice. Okay, well, Judeo dropping Perulia, getting ashed. What are we doing going first here? If it's not interesting, I will just go watch Mordred. Whole deck of level 8 dragons and board breaker? Yeah, I remember that OTK level 8 deck. But in the context of newer decks, it's like really, really outdated. It's like really, it did not age well. 8 axes will save the format. Okay, well, if this is just Memento combo, it's a bad combo because we normal summon Maze, but I will watch Mordred instead. Let's see. Mordred brought Memento, so I'm assuming that this is now the second deck. What is Mordred playing? Mordred's going second, so... Okay, this is the anti-Malice deck? What do you mean check the spice? We Lanceied Malice and it resolved. We went White Rabbit pass. What do you mean check the spice? Good spice? Okay, Lightning Storm? Sure. Wow. A board breaker. Activated Gem Knight card. Okay. Okay. If you think that this is spicy, I am already sick of Gem Knight. I'm already sick of Gem Knight. This deck is already cringe. I enjoyed this gameplay, yeah. Drop Lingering Floodgate, pass into Lightning Storm the back row, into 1 card starter. Where have we seen that gameplay loop before? Mordred went 06 with gems on stream. Thought about dismantling? Based? Yeah. I know you like the Gem Knights, Kageura. Yeah, this is not Spice. Like, the Gem Knight is a real deck. Gem Knight is real. I think when the dust settles and the format, like, matures a bit, nobody's gonna consider Gem Knight Spice. This is just gonna be a standard presence, like Tenpai. It's just a thing that you can play. We played today and I played like Monkey. Um, yeah. The game was crazy. I assume that you were very low on time in that game, but did you use the hollow core negate on my Lancia just for fun? Did you just use it for fun? Did you forget that I could have had an imperm? Did you think it was game over? If you Lancia, I can't hollow core. He has to banish himself. That is true. That is true. That is fair. So I guess it didn't matter. I guess it didn't matter. Mickey Mouse ain't playing it correct for sure. You mean Mordred? Imagine normal Chandra here. Yeah, look at this. We normal summoned Nephirim, our one card starter. Or rather, activate Dispersion, one card starter. But if our one card starter was Chandra, the game would literally be already over. The game would have ended if it was Chandra. But now Mordred is thinking, you know? Chandra would have inflicted 30k damage 5 minutes ago. Exactly. But now Mordred is thinking he can potentially misplay. I think we know what is the superior OTK deck. You have to respect Droll, Nib, and even Lancia matters. I will say, in this format, if you care about Lancia and you're not playing Malice, that is like a huge red flag for me wanting to play that deck. Like, Branded suffers from this. When Lancia hurts you, it's so annoying when you're not on Malice. I found the goo unrated and it's Tenpai. I don't think Tenpai is the goo. Gem Knight suffers Lancia? I mean, you can't banish the hollow core, so you can't negate key interaction. Like, a lot of the time you go second with Gem Knight, and you use this as insurance, right? To beat a hand trap, or maybe it turns off like a battle phase interaction that's really important. But you can't do that under Lancia. So I didn't see what we looked at, by the way. I didn't see the hand. Yeah, you can't banish Gem Knights for this card either. Also, thank you to You Metal Fan for following. Okay, so you guys begged me to watch Mordred for the spies, and it's just Gem Knight OTK, and it looks like it's gonna lose. Honestly, I'm just getting the vibes. Mordred's gonna lose this game. No, this wins. Maybe with perfect play, but I'm picking up on vibes here. I think Mordred's gonna lose this game. He wins if nothing weird happens, like Lancia plus Nib. Well, we're under Max C, and we do know that some number of imperms in the battle phase can prevent the OTK, because a lot of the actual like game damage that this deck has It's not like natural attack points. It's like second attacks and like attack boosts. So, like impums in the battle phase could actually save the game. There's obviously like a March Hare that can eventually activate. That is something to remember. Playing 3 days just to crash out after day one is crazy. Who did that? I played all 3 days, Gara. I played all 3 days. I did not crash out. We played until the last 30 minutes. You cannot March Hare in the battle phase? I'm aware of that, Has. You think I don't know that? Like, imagine spending the time to type out that sentence, Has. Like, seriously. Imagine typing that. Anyway. That is lethal. Mordred did not lose. My vibes were incorrect. Well, GG. Nice spice. Nice spice. That's one win for McDonald's. Let's check back on that Judeo game. Oh, I watched from the beginning. Oops. Mordred ain't cooking with the deck, Lamau. Well, he won. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm sure he's not experienced with it. The deck came out like 2 days ago or something. Let's watch from now. Okay, so we did do full combo with the Mace normal summon. Did we have an extender or is this Mace one card combo? There's no way this is a Mace one card combo, right? We're getting ashed. Definitely an extender? Yeah, probably. I mean, I know that in the Fiendsmith version of Memento, you can make an even better board than this with just Mace. One card Mace is like 3-mat Apo, Caesar, Creation King, Combined Creation, double set. It's like everything. But this is not a Fiendsmith version, so. Okay, we're adding. There's a whale in this deck. This deck has a whale. That's based. And yeah, Judea loses. The board was too good. Okay, well that's 1-1. Let's check out this last game here. Whale card not you are? What do you mean? Is it... Are all the rest of the whales ultra rare? Whale normal summon is 7 bodies. What do you mean whale normal summon is 7 bodies? What do you mean? How? Do you need to play like 11 bricks? Okay, we have Impulse on ice. And then we have GG. You can ash this, but it's not going to change anything. This is still game over. Malice cannot break 2 level 4s. Like 1 duo drive, you can't really break that. Okay, we have another hand trap though. Feels bad to go impulse after impulse, but you can't really impulse any other time than on ice. We're gonna search 7th Tachyon. Are we gonna search the Lancia here? We are gonna search the Lancia. Yeah, classic Ryziel. Play through 3 hand traps. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What is this? You got Lancia. You searched Lancia, and you had Maxi. Why do we feel the need to Maxi March Hare here? Don't we just... Don't we just... keep it, you know? Like, am I going crazy? Because now you can lose to just generic Cyberse, like, MathMech style OTK. And you don't even have Max C as a punish. Ooh, access code. Hello? I guess that's fine. You have to clear the duo drive, so yeah, it makes sense to have to go this. Scar and transcode? Apparently not. Well, transcode wouldn't really work that well. Because you can't do much with it. Scar doesn't know the transcode technology. It doesn't do anything. Scar already used decoder. I think the start of the play was weird. The start of the turn was weird. Um, I think you should have started the turn with normal summon the Veiler and make Almirage, and then use the two Cyberse bodies for Splash Mage underneath it. Play that way. And then you could have done more, but we'll see. Top deck X'd. Yeah, you ready for X'd? Literally X'd. Literally X'd. X'd and Diabellstar gotta be like... These cards... You know, did you ever feel like this with Diabellstar? And it's the same with X'd. You can scoop to this card before it even reveals itself. You know? Just the animation of sending the card to the graveyard before the card even hits the board, you've already top left at that point. Like, those cards are crazy how they do that. But yeah, that was a win for Ivory Tower. So they're ahead right now. Now let's go into the next games. Let's watch Mordred. I wonder if they're still on the Gem Knight. Probably not. Not giving an animation for X was 2 was criminal. Well, if they gave X an animation, it would be just like Diabellstar. You would have the jump scare every moment. Okay. Memento combo. Let's see, did Mordred choose to go second? No. Mordred did not win the coin flip. IRL, you get to see your opponent top deck one card and then immediately pick up that extra deck. Oh my god, yeah. If I still played IRL, I would troll like that all the time. I would troll like that all the time. If I top deck a card and it was like a hand trap, I would get my extra deck, I would put a card in the graveyard anyway, and then I would summon the Charmy from my hand, like, as if it was X'd, you know? And then just scoop. I don't know if that's technically considered cheating. You get disqualified? There's no way you'd get disqualified. If you won a match and your opponent did like a little cheat, a little troll as they scooped, would you really be so spiteful to like call a judge and say like would you really be so spiteful to call a judge about that? You know what? I'm gonna tell a story that might get me banned. But here's something I did used to do in the TCG. I'm not commentating this game, by the way, because it looks pretty Jova. Looks like... What are these board breakers? What is Mordred playing? This is the Memento deck. This is the mirror match, okay? Sky Striker? No, it's Memento mirror match. We've seen Mordred on Memento. Okay, so... No Destruction means Fusion is not live. Bone Party is not live. There is, yeah, there's nothing from Ming here. Literally nothing. But yeah, anyway, here's the story that might get me banned. here's what I used to do in the TCG sometimes. I did this multiple times at a regional. There was multiple times where I was losing, my opponent had lethal on the board, or like lethal like in a game state wise, like not literally attack you for game that turn, and I had a top deck. I got to draw a card, and it was like it was either a starter or it's not. And there was multiple times where I drew monsters that were like level 8 or like level 5. And what I would do is I'd just set them as monsters and watch my opponent go battle phase and attack and see if they react. That's all I would do. Like I would set a Psyframe driver and just see what they do. Like see if they call me out for it. I did it like 2 or 3 times at regionals, and I'm pretty sure nobody cared. They just like laughed and you know, said GG. In Germany, we call players like Scar. I don't know what that word means. Is that a slur? Is that a German slur? I'm not saying words I don't know. I wouldn't care what people call judges for less. Set monsters as traps in Infernity, TCG is goated. Honestly, TCG is so cursed compared to Master Duel. Does anyone remember this one? Is anybody old enough to remember this interaction? I know you are, Haas. Do you remember the interaction in the TCG where it was like there was a very few decks that could do it. ABC was one of them, where you would have this like a play could come up, an interaction where you would have to just tell your opponent, trust me. You just have to say, trust me, bro. You know, like when you would go Chainlink 1, the one that summons from the hand, and then you go Chainlink 2, the one that searches from the deck. You can't summon from the hand without a target, but if you sequence it in the right way, if you have other cards in the hand, you can pretend that you have a target, and then search the target, and then summon that one. Right? It wouldn't work in Master Duel, but it did in the TCG because your opponent didn't have a right to look at your hand, you know, to confirm. They can't just say, show me your hand. So it was like a trust me bro situation. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Okay, Mordred winning, getting pretty close to winning the match here. McDonald's is equalized. I guess they need to win the set. Otherwise it's not that close. Let's watch from the beginning. Judeo. Like, what do you do in that TCG situation, by the way? What is the correct thing to do? Do you just have to call a judge every time? Or are you supposed to trust? Okay, I'm not sure what the play is. We're ashing Tachyon. If we start with Tachyon, that could mean it's our only play. It does not mean it's our only play. We have Ice. We also have Impound. Are we going to see the Heraldic combo? I mean, Judeo's getting stopped quite effectively. Unfortunately not. I know he's playing it. It would have been really nice to see the full hand loop. That would have been really interesting. You know, to see it once, and then it would be not interesting anymore. But you know what I mean. It would be nice to see it once. Because I've not seen it happen yet. I have not seen it happen. Ryzo just cannot beat 2 hand trap? I mean, it looks that way, but that is so not true. You know, if you just have an ice and a sword, you beat like 3 hand traps. It's crazy how good this deck is at playing through low impact hand traps. What was that turn? Oh, this, yeah. I mean, you guys know what Desires does, right? You guys know how this card works. It says banish the top 10 cards of your deck, face down, lose the duel. That's what this card says. It's like literally a bad card. Anyway, now we're gonna see the Horology combo. I guess I spoke too soon. Okay, we search for the Giga Chad Whale. Stad Whale, Chad Whale. I wonder if I'm the first one to make the joke Chad Whale. I wonder what the chances of that are. Okay, we search for... Wait, you play spell cards in this deck? Into Laplacian. Chad Whale, yeah. It is crazy how bad Desires is. It's so bad. I've never seen this card do well in Raziel. I've never seen it work. I've only ever seen it cost them the game. We go Granite. What is Granite search? Is this Nibiru? It is Nibiru. I wondered if there was like a Horology target, but I guess they're all beasts, maybe? No, this one's a fish. I understand running Desires, but when you have combo, no need to use it, right? Generally, that's the idea, yeah. That is the idea. I just hate the concept of a card like that. It's like, if I brick and I draw this card, it helps. It might help. Meanwhile, the card does nothing if you don't draw a starter, when you could just play another starter. You know, I think it's just a bad card. I think it's a bad card. Okay, well, that was somewhat of a Horology combo. It wasn't quite a turn 1 hand loop, but it was kind of what we asked for. So that's a win for Judeo. Let's see, how is Scar doing? Scar is winning trust. This is the Malice Mirror match again. Normal summon March Hare. Okay, is this a bad hand? Okay, no, this is fine. Do we have an out to this Maxi? We do have an... Okay. Game has quickly lost all of its interest. Not that it ever had any in the Malice Mirror match. The hand loop is difficult without Eclipse. Really? I thought it was just a one-card combo. I thought 1x is like hand loop. We didn't search, by the way. Oh, we did. We did search the wizard. Okay. So we have wizard now. This board is... Okay, we're making Wicked despite already having used the backup. Sure. Like, sure, I guess. I guess it's to banish. It banishes the red ransom. That's the reason why. We didn't have another way to do that. Yeah. We can't SP because we're locked from Splash Mage. Oh, that's really cool. So this is a rare play, but you can make Allied Code Talker and not use the effect just because it's an Omni Negate. Like, the effect locks you out of summoning for the rest of the turn, so it's the last action. But if you don't use the effect, you can summon this early, and it's like literally Nibiru protection. Like, very rare use of this card. It's just like a hand trap negate. Kind of crazy how it can be used that way. If you think about it, this card is Appaloosa. This is just Appaloosa then. Okay, we start Firewall, we don't choose to negate, which makes sense. Can Scar win this? Probably not through Nibiru. No, there was no way Scar was going to win that. March Hare, Banish. I mean, this is it's good, but we're not out of interaction here. So they can keep cooking, but they're going to get stopped. Yeah. We flip now. Banish the link decoder, I guess, with MTP. And then it's over. Impulse incoming. I mean, you don't need Impulse. You don't need Impulse. You win with MTP. So if they're playing Link Spider, you can technically still keep playing after MTP. If you banish Link Decoder, you can make Link Spider and then go Splash Mage. You can still keep playing a bit. Let's see if Scar plays it. He does. Okay. So we're going to get to keep playing a little bit. We've already used the decoder though, so Splash Mage doesn't go very far. Like, Ransom into what? What have we not triggered to summon? Okay, we're live. Whitebinder just printed 3 bodies and a draw. I hate this card. The 3 bodies in the draw, I don't hate. I don't hate Binder as a card. I think Binder's cool. I wish it didn't draw a card, but if you take away like Chessy Cat draws and take away like the Cyber's combo slop stuff, like Binder is like interesting. In a different deck, this effect is interesting. It's just the whole thing of Malice is just what's annoying. She draws for her effect to be Ashball. That is annoying, actually. Are we gonna play without like drawing a hand trap? Can we like do anything about this? Can we win if uninterrupted now? Well, we haven't used Dormouse either. Okay, so we actually can go quite far. Right? Maybe not still. Like, access code doesn't do it by itself. So they're fine individually, but bannable together. It's kind of like that, yeah. It's like individually, the recursion and resource follow-up that the cards provide is cool. It's just the fact that it's being used as part of an FTK end board. You know? That's what makes it annoying. Like, if you just read Binder, it resets traps like Lovely Labyrinth. It draws a card like Regained. And it banishes cards from the graveyard. Like a Shuffler. You know, it's like, that's kind of toxic against some matchups, but it's not exactly a floodgate. It's like, everything about Binder is fair. It's just the whole thing together with all 3 effects and all of the other Malice cards. And like Red Ransom, you know, like summoning itself and searching every time. I think you're severely undervaluing how strong is the follow-up for Binder. I mean, it doesn't provide follow-up inherently. This is what I mean. It resets trap cards. It's basically Lovely Labyrinth. The only reason it's crazy is because banishing your own cards in Malice is crazy. But like, if you just read this card without knowing any other Malice cards, I don't think that this looks bannable. Okay, we do make access code, but this is not enough to lethal. Unless the last card in hand is like... We've literally already used Wizard, so like, I don't even know what it could be. Okay. Underground? White Binder reminds me of Kit Colossus? Yeah. And Kit Colossus is cool. Kit Colossus is a cool card. How can you value an archetype not considering the deck where it's played? I mean, it's... The argument isn't attempting to go to an end. It's just pointing out the fact that if you did just consider drawing a card and resummoning itself, and then having a reset trap card, and maybe a graveyard disruption, that's not, like... That's not why people hate Malice. People hate Malice because of everything together. But yeah, it's not meant to... I'm not advocating for anything, I'm just saying. And yeah, this was not enough to win. Sky did not have enough gas. I'm advocating for Malice nerfs. What do you think the Malice nerfs will be? We'll get the ban list after Duelist Cup, probably. Like, maybe immediately after? Maybe like the next day, like on the 1st of October? Maybe? What do you think we'll get? Because the pack will have gone from the shop, and we will have had a Duelist Cup. And a Worlds. So I don't think there's like a lot of reason to be light-handed. I feel like there's actually good reason to be heavy-handed. Like, I could see like Dormouse going to 2, Fieldspell going to 2, Goldsart going back to 1 maybe. Fieldspell to 1 would be interesting. Dormouse to 1 and Fieldspell to 1. Is that too harsh? Probably not. But I doubt it would happen immediately. Allure going to 1? I would be so happy if Allure got banned. Because I hate Allure. I hate thinking about Allure. The card is so shit, but people play it. It's the same thing in Branded, same in Malice. Every deck that plays Allure shouldn't play Allure, but they always do. Like, maybe it's me that's got it wrong, but like, every single time I've tried Allure, it has been bad every time. So that card can go to 0. Nah, Allure is fucked in Malice? I mean, explain why I don't like it then. Why do I think it's not very good? I don't think it's fucked. I think it's playable. You don't have to play it. It's not mandatory. Don't you like cheese? How do you eat your pizzas? Okay. I mean, banning Chessie is an interesting ban. Why don't you like Pot of Greed? It's not Pot of Greed. It's only Pot of Greed if you have a Dark Monster. Plus, you have to play Allure over other cards. Like, this is a concept that is... I feel like the Pot of Greed argument is way too overused. Because it's not just what it does in your hand, it's what it does in your deck. The card has to be in the spot of something else. It's either a guaranteed starter that you're cutting, or a hand trap. You know? Allure does not do those jobs. It's not a starter guaranteed, it's not a hand trap guaranteed. I mean, it's not a hand trap at all. So it has to take the slot of something, which is the reason why I don't like it. Anyway, that was a win for SGBK. So 3-3 going into the final set of set 2. There needs to be a proper name for this. I don't know what to call like the mini sets. You know, like you have sets and then subsets. I don't know what I'm supposed to call these. What is the technical name for them? Can we watch Mordred afterwards? You mean the replay? This game? We could briefly watch it, but I'm gonna. I guess we'll just quickly see how Mordred won now. Didn't we already look at Mordred? No, we watched Judeo. I'm slightly lactose intolerant, but I still have cheese on my pizza. That's crazy. Also, can we talk about Memento drawing double hand trap, double board breaker, and a one card starter? Kind of. I mean, it's gonna be a starter because we're gonna draw into one. That's like so not Memento. Memento does not do this. We watched this one already, didn't we? Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we did watch this one. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, let's see. This could be the end of the match. If McDonald's wins 2 of these 3 games, the match is over. Let's watch Mordred. By the way, chat, I'm not sure how many people know this about me, but I don't like pizza. I'm one of the few people in the world who doesn't like pizza. Okay, Mordred W set pass. This must be Memento. That's crazy. And reverse is the best card in Mermail. Okay. Okay, question. Do you actually chain Maxi to Sekka's Light? Like, I get doing it against other draw cards, but do you actually chain to Sekka's Light specifically? Because you're playing around them drawing into Ash, but if they have Cold Buy, they can chain it. They draw Ash and Cold Buy. Well, you can't use Cold Buy after resolving Sekka, but you can use it before. That's the reason why it's interesting. Because if you have Cold Buy now, you can negate the Maxi, whereas if you waited until after the Sekka resolved, then you can't Cold Buy the Maxi. Quantal made the maths about that and says it's incorrect. I mean, I don't think you can definitely run the numbers, but I don't think you need to run the numbers. I don't think you need to. It's kind of obvious. It's kind of actually obvious that you're supposed to not chain. You're supposed to use it after. There's 3 Ash, 2 Cold Buy, yes, but there is 5 potential cards that could be Cold Buy versus only 2 that could be Ash. You are supposed to not chain. It's pretty obvious now that I think about it. You're supposed to use this after. Yeah, Hive Mind chat, but all of you are making a point that doesn't matter. It's not about 3 versus 2. It's about 5 versus 2. There's like 5 cards that could be Called By. And wow, we brick. Okay, also classic Mermail. I mean, when it's not piloted by Judeo, this is what happens. And Memento, okay, when it's piloted by Mordred, apparently this is what happens. A second Sec of Light. Do we, put back Driver? What the fuck is this game, by the way? Look at the game state right now. Nobody has activated a card. Like, put a monster on the board. And we have this many cards in the hand. Draw 6, still bricked. Imagine. Is it possible to have this many cards in the hand and not have a play? Normal summons Abyss Pike. This card, something that doesn't matter. How do we not have good hand? It's so big. Like, how do we not have like a Dragoons? Like, what on earth are we drawing? I'm gonna negate Pike. Please don't tell me that this passes the turn. Okay, thank God. Do we have a Dragoons now? We're sending from the field. What on earth is in our hand? Are we trying to play around Cold by the Grave? Is that maybe what we're doing? We could be trying to play around Cold by it. We could be like slow rolling our hand, pretending that we don't have a play, just to bait the back row. That might be what they're doing. But this would send Dragoons. Surely, you have to send Dragoons now. I don't get why they didn't send Shadow Squad. I don't know what they're doing either. I wonder if they're trying to play around Cold by the Grave. Like, it could have been... They could have been trying to play around stuff. Okay, rare mill free effect. What is this, by the way? Why do you play this one? What is the benefit of playing this card? It's pretty? Is that really the reason? Nobody plays it, it's bad? I mean, nobody has a reason. I see no explanation in chat. Like, you're just saying she kinda booba. It looks cool. It's pretty. Like, I'm guessing there's just no reason to play it. Okay, and Mordred Scoops. That was a very cursed game. That game was hella cursed. Okay. Let's go into Scar's game from the beginning. So for McDonald's to win, they need to win both of these other matches. They're on 4. What's the question? Why do you play Abyss Oshia in Momel? Okay, and we're on Crystron again. Because she's my wife? Literally, nobody has offered an explanation as to why they're playing it. I don't think anybody knows. I didn't even know it was a card. Haas is talking about 2016. Why is that card in their deck? Can somebody please explain it? Why Thistvan and Crystron? What do you need it for? Isn't this card a mandatory staple in Crystron? Isn't this a mandatory staple? What do you mean? Why Thistvan? Okay. Popping Fenrir just to get hit with Unicorn feels so bad. Feels so, so bad. Wait. Wait, what? How is this the play? What? Don't you activate Tristoros in response to the activation of the card? Not wait for the effect? Because now you could have just negated the effect to revive, right? But we're getting ashed anyway, so Doesn't really matter. And we're still not using Citri. What are we waiting for? Maybe just waiting for the main engine of Scar's deck? Whatever it is, because this is clearly not Malice. This is clearly the second deck. Yes, a Fiendsmith deck. Makes sense. We ashed Fenrir, though. Which is... Ashing Fenrir feels really bad. Because I think in 2025, in September 2025, you can be reasonably confident your opponent is not playing actual Kashtira. This is obviously just an engine, and they already have every piece of the engine. Birth, Fenrir, and Unicorn are already on the board. Why do you need to Ash Fenrir? You should just save it for the next engine. Scared of Tia Cash? There's no way you think it's Tia, though. And even still, why would you be afraid of Tia Cash? It's not that scary. Okay, we have a Phantasme, apparently. Snake Eye Fiendsmith, I expect? I don't think this is Snake Eye Fiendsmith. I know, Scar, this is definitely just Fiendsmith control. This is just Fiendsmith control. This is not Snake Eye. I queued into 10 tier players past 2 days. I know, right? Why are there so many Brilliant Fusion tier players? Why are there so many of them? Like, I played against them. I'm pretty sure it must have been the same, like, couple of guys, like, over and over again, but the amount of tier games I played in the last couple games, last couple days, was insane. Because Brilliant Fusion is curious? I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. Brilliant Fusion is really good in the deck. It is really good. Okay, we are playing Doomed Dragon, actually. I still don't think this is Snake Eye. I still think this is just in Scar's extra deck because it works with Fiendsmith. I don't think this is Snake Eye. Brilliant is Kit plus rank 4. I mean, Brilliant Fusion is more than just a one-card combo because the... Check the extra deck in the replay. Oh, good point. We could check the extra deck. Oh, but the last game has concluded, so if Mordred wins, not Mordred, if Judea won, oh, and Judea won. So it's over. Judea won. So it's game over. Let's see how Judea won. That is set to also going to McDonald's. That was a good match. Okay. We went second with only a Nibiru versus Ryziel. Oh, is this finally it? Is this finally the full combo? Are we gonna see the hand loop? McDonald's has been the strongest team so far, so it makes sense, to be honest. I agree. Honestly, I mean, I've been saying this even more, maybe, with the exception of maybe, like, Raid and Trade and Chiba Corp. But even against those, McDonald's are, like, a strong contender for, like, the best team, in my opinion. Like, they were really, really good. I'm sad that I had to... My team, Cuddle Puddle, had to play them in top 16 because that was always going to be a very, very hard match to win. He is on MathMech? I don't think it's MathMech. When are we using Nibiru, by the way? Did we just not have a chance to use it until now? I don't... What happened here? Wait, I completely missed this. Why didn't we use Nibiru? It was too late? What do you mean? We had 5 summons before we're summoning Duo Drive. It's Laplacian on summon 4. Yeah. And then what? It's Laplacian on summon 4. And then what? And then what, guys? And then what? Why don't you Nibiru afterwards? They did not loop the Nibiru. They did not hit Nib. The Nib is in the hand right now. Why couldn't they use it before we made Duo Drive? I don't get it. I guess it wouldn't matter. You are right. Like, look at the hand. It would not matter. Read the Heraldry spell. What the fuck is this, by the way? The spell is an instant Xyz? Yeah, and it's not once per turn. Why is this card not once per turn? How old is this card? This is not a new card, right? This has got to be an old card. What the fuck is that? Yeah, okay, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. But still, you might as well Nibiru, right? Because you might as well. Second wave? I mean, you say second wave like I have any idea when that is. Isn't Heraldry like 10 years old? Even older? Like, this is an ancient archetype. Oh my god, we're getting Protoss as well. Wait. Okay, what is this? We're Protoss locking and hand looping. Isn't this overkill? We're Protoss locking and hand looping. I mean, I guess we're not hand looping. We didn't actually do the hand loop, so maybe we're not going for that. Maybe we just hand loop once, and then we have the option of Protoss instead. You just discard one? Yeah. Yeah, the full hand loop plays like Ouroboros, right? And loops that a couple of times. Woke up and wanted some nice Yu-Gi-Oh! Find a war crime. This is a war crime. We Protoss locked Malice. You need to hand loop to know what to call on Protoss? Wait, that's actually insane. That's actually such a good strategy. You hand loop so that you can reveal information on what to Protoss. That's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. But anyway, that's gonna do it for the match. So McDonald's is the winner. Kind of, I won't say expected, but it was kind of expected because like that team is crazy, like we said. I thought this was gonna be the result. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. last 2 top 8 matches. Okay, so top 8 is finishing very soon. Yeah, check Scar's extra deck. Let's see. Was Scar actually playing Snake Eye? I don't think Scar was on Snake Eye. Scar doesn't like Snake Eye. I've never seen him play Snake Eye. This is 100% just a Fiendsmith Kashtira control. Never mind. Never mind. I'm wrong. I am wrong. It really was Snake Eye. I'll bet my house on Scar playing SE. Well, you probably had information. You probably are not risking anything with such a bet. So, yeah, it is actually Snake Eye. Sure, it is what it is. There's no IP in this extra deck, by the way. Oh, there is. Never mind. It's just the alt art. I thought there was no IP. Cool. Nice Snake Eye deck. We love Snake Eye. But yeah, anyway, GG's. Anyway, chat. I'm not gonna do anything else this stream because I've already streamed way too much. I need to go and recover. I need to, like, rest. But yeah, good match. Well played to McDonald's. let me find someone to raid. It was just a short stream, but you know how it is when we commentate these matches. It's not very long. But yeah, thanks for coming.